So in the loss of your brother, how have you been handling this lately? What are your feelings about what's going on right now in terms of the investigation and trying to figure out about the fire and what happened?
Well, I have a lot of questions. There's so many different questions that I want answer for. I feel, that if this happened to me, my brother would do everything to find out, what happened to me. I just don't understand why and why this is also going on. Why it's so difficult. I just need to understand what he went through, and I want my whole family to get involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I'm the only person trying to find out and get all the answers. I just don't understand.
Well, you were one of the family members that hired a private investigator to try to get to the bottom of this, and they're trying to figure out if it was a suicide, a homicide, an arson, an accident. Do you think there's any chance that your brother, would have taken his life, or is that just inconceivable?
No, there's no way my brother took his life. That's impossible. There's no way. Everyone wanted to be my brother's friend. Even I wanted to be my brother's friend. It's like he wanted to be a pilot. No, he was not just someone that was there existing. He wanted to do so many things. And he respected life. So there's no way. In my mind, I know that he didn't do this to himself. There's no way.
And he had been dating, he had his girlfriend for a number of years, and the footage actually indicated that at the actual party, she found out she was pregnant at the party. The footage, I don't know if you've seen that yet, or if you've even watched the initial episodes of this reality show, which I want to know your feelings about this reality show. Is that something that disgusts you, or do you feel like it's an honor to his memory? How do you feel about the fact that some people, I guess, are exploiting this tragedy to make money, or what's your feelings on that?
You know what? And I just don't understand. It's like that. I just feel weird because I don't know if my brother will be okay with this, but somehow I think that maybe, in a way he will be okay with it, because he somehow, in a weird way, he's helping the family. But who does that? Like, who is okay with making money of a relative passing away? Like, who's okay with that? And the fact that that his girlfriend and was pregnant, that's another reason for me to know that he didn't. He wouldn't do that. He wanted to have a child. He was okay with this whole, even just getting out of college and finding out. He was not like every other guy that I know, trying to get his fiancée, his girlfriend, to have an abortion, or trying to get rid of the baby. No, he was embracing the whole thing. And there's no way that, and this is probably just another reason why I can't understand and will not accept that he took his life. There's no way.
Absolutely. And there is one controversial question, which is that, part of the footage indicated that at this party, which was at a beautiful mansion, there was some art that was reportedly stolen, and some people think that maybe not that your brother was involved in planning it, but may have been part of the theft. Is there any chance that these kids were so scared about their future that they made a dumb mistake and tried to steal a couple paintings and then covered their tracks by setting the thing to fire? Do you think your brother would be part of something like that, or is that just
you know what? I heard that, but I just honestly, I thought about it, and I did speak to the private investigator, and it just does not make sense, because everybody that was in there, they were people that they didn't have those. They didn't need to steal anything. They were not thieves. It offends me that somebody says that my brother was involved in something like that. But my brother was just a straight up kind of guy. I know it's cliche. Everybody says that, but my brother was not that type of person. He would not steal from anyone. He's the honest friend I know.
And if you get to the bottom of this someday, I mean, obviously it won't heal the pain and you'll live with this the rest of your life. But have you been able to actually watch these episodes on NBC? Have you ever actually watched the shows, or is it just too painful?
I try, but it just, I miss him so much, and the fact that when I try, when I try to watch it, it makes me angry. It makes me feel like he's there, but then when I turn around, he's not next to me. And everybody, they think they're okay with it. It still makes me uncomfortable that I get a paycheck, from the death of my brother, because they made this into a hit sitcom. I'm gonna call it a sick-com because it's just sick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the memory of, and I want everybody to know what happened to my brother. I want them to know. I want them to be able to see who he was. By looking at this, people can probably, most likely, can tell what kind of person he was.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely after 4 years of college and putting all that hard work in, that the moment his life was about to begin, that he would, it doesn't add up. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, look at his record. Like what type of student he was.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of athlete he was. What kind of brother. What kind of son to my mother he was. He was not a disrespectful child. He was involved in a lot of different things in the community. There's no way that I just don't know what to think anymore.
Well, hopefully the private investigator will get to the bottom of it. We hear he's making progress, and I know it won't bring your brother back, but perhaps the answers will come, and maybe that will bring you some type of peace. But I am.
I don't know. I can't even cry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I cry so much. I can't even. I just really want to find out, exactly what happened. I don't know, how we can get to the end of this.
Well, it turns out that, I know that from what I've understood in terms of my journalistic research, that this investigator has found a lot of information that was not available to the public, and I think he's going to issue a report to the families in about a week. All together at once. So
wow, really?
Yeah, that's at least what I was told. And again, I have that on deep background. I can't disclose the source, but hopefully it's good news, or hopefully it's something that's at least positive.
Wow, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean I just heard this earlier this morning because the whole story is basically revolving around this idea of trying to get to the bottom of what happened, because people want closure.
But what kind of information?
The idea that who could it have been? Arson? Could it have been some type of suicide pact? Could it have been the act of a criminal cover-up by other individuals at the party? Could your brother have been a victim? And if that was so, some of these individuals, like you said, were very wealthy, and there could be a huge liability issue in terms of the fact that these people could have. We've identified, well, at least I haven't, through my sources. This investigator has identified who may have been responsible for that fire, and again, hopefully, if that brings some type of closure. With that, I guess, nothing to take away the pain, of course, but I guess those answers, if they're available, is something that you look forward to if they do come.
Wow, if this is really, if what you're telling me is truth, this is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they can really, if they can really get to the bottom of this, it's like you said, it's definitely not going to bring my brother back, but I think it will help all of us move on.
Well, and this is maybe the part that I shouldn't tell you, because we've done interviews with you before, and I feel bad holding this back. But one thing that I did hear from the investigator, which has not been confirmed because it's so insanely weird in terms of what he discovered, and again, he's trying to corroborate it with witnesses and other sources. And again, it's something that I don't really want to even mention, but I will, is the fact that he has some information about the possibility that, and if this is turned out not to be true, I feel like I'm making it worse, but the information he has is that these individuals, the 18 that perished in the fire, perhaps in an effort to avoid the impending responsibility of adulthood and some of the other individual issues they were all facing as they were growing up and facing the real world, there may have been a ringleader that arranged for the fire to have been set, cadavers placed in the house, and that they possibly are in Colombia at this moment, living on the beach, which again, this is hearsay, secondhand, but that's the evidence that this investigator is going to present, and you have to keep that to yourself, because if it's not true, then I know I'll be sending you to therapy for years. But there is actually a possibility that your brother's alive.
No,
I'm not kidding, and it's sick to think that someone may have actually manipulated this event, but that is what I was told this morning. And if that's true, would you have resentment for your brother, or would you just accept him back 100% if he made a crazy mistake like this and trying to avoid reality or like that? I mean,
I just don't. I can't believe that. I just. There's no way I believe what you're telling me.
And I feel awkward even bringing it up, but I feel like if it is true, that would be the best news you probably ever would hear. But that is what the investigator told me this morning.
When is this going? I mean, how
next Tuesday, he's going to issue a report on a conference call to all the families. But I thought, since I've had a relationship with you and talked a bit with you, that I'll tell you that that's what I've heard, and if that's possible, if it's true.
Wow, I will be very, very, very upset. I'm my brother if this is true. If this is true,
yeah, it's a bit of a mixed emotion. I bet. I mean.
I'm speechless. I mean, if this is true, if this doing this because they're trying to avoid that, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
It is beyond crazy. I admit, and again, I hope I did the right thing.
I want to find out right now. I mean, I want to know right now.
Well, because what I can do is I can give you the investigator's number, and maybe he'll talk to you, and he can give you what he knows. But I know that by next Tuesday, you're going to have the facts one way or the other, and it seems too good to be true if he is alive. But then again, not to criticize your brother, I can't imagine him putting you through what he's put you through these last few months. I mean,
wow. This is there's no way.
It could have been one crazy, sophisticated, complex hoax to avoid adulthood and monetize or cash in.
Are you sure you're not telling me this because you want some kind of reaction for the show?
No. I wouldn't do that, and that would be wrong on
because
every level.
That will be really sick for you to do this.
I agree, and hey, I'm filming this now, and this is not something that I would ever screw with any family member about. But this is what I heard this morning, and
I can't. I don't understand. I can't.
Okay.
No way. No. Are you serious?
Yeah, I wouldn't screw around with you like that. I have a reputation to protect.
I need to call my mom. I need to call my mother right now.
That.
I need to call my mom.
I respect that. Well, here, I'll give you the number of the investigator.
Yes, I need that number too.
Okay, here, let me find it.